volunteer. All of their names engraved here on the memorial wall and their service recorded in the Census Losses database. Dave Gilbert is an archivist.
This is the Losses computer where visitors to the centre can search for a particular name that they might have seen on the memorial walls or that they're perhaps related to. So this is Eric and Lighton Verden Rowe, and they were the sons of the famous A.V. Rowe. Lighton was killed in Lancaster himself, and therefore he was killed by his own father's company. I think that's especially poignant.
Dave's volunteered 12,000 hours recording facts about the lives the men lived and sacrificed. Not just Brits, but across the Allied nations.
That story needs to be told. It needs to be told to future generations. It needs to be told to this generation.
Now the centre's been recognised with a King's Award for voluntary service equivalent to an MBE. Nikki is chief exec.
Volunteers have been the bedrock of this project. So we have over 400 volunteers from 9 different countries, and they are literally involved in every single aspect of what we do.
Eddie spent the rest of the war as a prisoner, and his life never forgetting the men he served with in Bomber Command.
Your fellas together, flying, hoping to come home.
Every one of them knew the risk. They flew out anyway. Will Hollis, GB News in Lincoln.
Remarkable, man.
We're losing that generation one by one now, aren't we? But that is amazing. 101 years old.
I mean, all respect to you, sir, should you be watching right now. Just remarkable. We're losing respect, I think, for the armed forces.
And I don't think we should. I think
No, we really should.
we need to be a little bit more patriotic about that sort of thing. Admire our armed forces. We always
How
say
to
this,
face
but
the
when you go to
camera
America, people always say,
Like that? Like that. There. There, the fire is there.
Camera clean, give it away.
Good morning, welcome to your latest GB News weather. I'm Ellie Glazer.
Oh yeah, it's clean now. Sometimes the camera is
Close it, you put your thumb on it to put the lid down.
And then spreading into northern England and Scotland later. There's rain falling on some already very saturated ground, so we could see some localised flooding through Sunday. Despite that rain, though, across northern parts of the UK, there will be some brightness
they
across
go
parts of
under.
Wales and southwest England, where temperatures
This
likely
one.
to reach around 13 or 14 degrees. But with a strong southwesterly wind, that will take a notch off those temperatures. Through Sunday evening, further rain pushes in from the west, particularly across Northern Ireland, into Wales and northern England as we head through the early hours of Monday morning. Again, there's rain falling on that very saturated ground, so some localised flooding possible. There will be some clear skies around, particularly across the southern half of the UK, where temperatures around 7 or 8 degrees. But under all that cloud and rain, temperatures dropping around 2 to 3 degrees here. A cloudy start for many of us on Monday, and quite a wet start across parts of Scotland too. Rain continues to push in from the east, perhaps turning wintry over any hills of Scotland. But the best of the sunshine on Monday, definitely across parts of Wales and southern England. Temperatures here a little bit above average for the time of year, around 10 to 12 degrees, but across parts of Scotland, generally around average in the mid to low single figures.
Manchester United were booed as they came off the pitch last night.
What is going on? Anyway, we'll get all the details for you with Aidan in a few minutes.
Jesus. Fucking Lord. And then rain again tonight.
Aaron?
Don't let high-end
Rain this afternoon, rain tonight.
By turning down the thermostat and heating the room you use the most with home fire fuel, you could save money on your heating. With home fire
It's fucking weather.
content, you could reduce your CO2 emissions as well as your bills.
Shit.
Visit homefire.co.uk for the complete range. Home Fire, the heart of your home.
This Christmas, there's magic in the air. Magic that can make all your dreams come true. Enter the Olay's £1 Million House Draw Somerset, supporting the RSPCA. And this enchanting house, worth over £3 million, could be yours. Plus, enter today And you could also win £250,000 in total for Christmas. So enter by midnight tonight at omaze.co.uk. Because next year, you could be hosting Christmas dinner as our grand prize winner and sharing gifts from under this tree with all your friends and family. Plus, enter by midnight tonight and you could win £250,000 in Christmas cash. So enter now at omaze.co.uk.
And here's the best part. You will be supporting the RSPCA to come to the rescue of neglected and abandoned animals. You can make a real difference.
Hee Kyung felt like all her Christmases had come at once. Now you could be next. So for your chance to win this magical house in Somerset, worth over £3 million, and the Christmas cash, you must enter by midnight tonight at omaze.co.uk.
Bullard's Coastal Gin is inspired by the Norfolk coast, where pine forests meet marshlands and vast sandy shores. Savour the delicate saltiness, vibrant citrus flavours, and hand-foraged herbaceous botanicals. Award-winning sustainability and luxury. Flame distilled, handcrafted, and hand-bottled. Our beautiful bottles for life are designed to be reused with our recyclable eco-refill pouches. Visit bullardspirits.co.uk.
Train, play and stay at the best. A high-quality football break in Norfolk. State-of-the-art pitches, first-class facilities and on-site accommodation and catering. Everything you need for the perfect football trip for your team. Training, fixtures and excursions for all ages and all levels. The Nest hosts teams from all around the country and abroad. Play competitive fixtures or mini-tournaments against local sides. Search the Nest Norwich and start planning your team's visit now.
Since 1973, eBag has manufactured washing machines and dehumidifiers in Great Britain or Great Britain, working to British industry standards and focused on reliability, durability and efficiency. eBag's technology helps use less energy without sacrificing performance. Our washing machines also come with a 7-year warranty, which includes parts and labour to give you peace of mind. Shop reliable, well-designed British products at ebag.com.
Let's see what's the lookout.
Now, our next guest has changed his life around, given up a life of crime to create the Alpine Run project. It aims to get 100,000 teenagers from inner cities to take up trail running by 2027.
And they're currently 8 or so months into a training programme. Their founder, John McAvoy, is here with us. I've just got to start with that you were a criminal.
I was, once upon a time.
You've been in
Nobody
jail
went
For
there.
10 years, I was in jail for. And when I was in jail, I was very, very fortunate. There was a prison officer
Nobody
called
went
Dan
there,
Davis,
Jack.
and one day he spotted how good I was physically on an indoor rowing machine. And I was really good. I didn't
Let's
realise
go
I had
up
disability.
again, 12
I was
million.
26 years old, and I ended up breaking 3 world records and 8 British records whilst I was in prison.
My goodness.
But Darren gave me this belief, and because he mentored me, and he completely changed my life. That's why I felt this sort of obligation when I got released to give that gift of sport onto other people.
Can I ask you then, because there are always people who sort of almost have the attitude that, and if you were in for 10 years, you obviously did something quite serious, but they have the sort of lock them up and throw away the key attitude, and then they have no trust or anything in anyone who is released from prison. I mean, you prove that wrong, and you're not the only one. So how do you convince people that actually once you make a mistake and you serve your time, how do you convince people that when you come out, you're going to be given another chance?
Yeah, I totally understand that. Like when I was in prison for a big chunk of it at the beginning, I didn't want to change because it was my life. Like I went to prison for conspiracy to commit robbery. I grew up in an environment of organised crime. That was all I knew.
Yeah.
It was when the right set of circumstances were created whilst I was in prison, and I realised I could channel my energy into something positive, and I can't sort of underestimate the power of what other people can do for someone's life. Like I always say, a prison officer can change someone's life. It isn't about locking the person up. You can change. Everyone has the propensity to change, and I'm a great example of that. Like I was in Belmarsh HSU for 2.5 years.
Belmarsh?
Yeah, in the high security unit, and I remember once someone come in and visited for the Ministry of Justice, and she said people like you don't change, because they thought I was going to try to escape. But I can change, I did change, and I know countless other people can change as well, especially when they're given the right set of circumstances.
It's sort of sport and fitness that did this for you.
Yes.
And that's why you want to do it for others.
Yes.
What is the Alpine Run project?
So I was very lucky that when I got released from prison, my dream was to become a professional athlete, and I did that. I accomplished it. Sport has taken me around the world. I went out to the mountains back in 2018, and when I was in the mountains, I just fell in love with them. The French Alps. So a place called Ayuda.
Oh, I know Ayuda.
Very, very famous for cycling.
Yeah, it is. Tour de France.
So I watched the Tour de France whilst I was in prison. I developed this interest for sports, and then that was in my head that this place existed, and it took me there. And when I was there, like I said, I've always found this duty. I wanted to give sport back to other people, especially young people that don't necessarily engage with it, don't get opportunities to travel that much.
Well, they may be like you in that there's only one world going on,
Yes, yeah.
and they've never had the opportunity to go abroad to learn.
100%, and quite a few young people that come on this year's project. Very few have ever travelled abroad before. One young girl, it was the first time she ever called a train at 18 years old to come to London from Newcastle. So I wanted to create this project where it opened up young people's minds about nature, the power of using their bodies, and I wanted to create this vehicle of using the sport of travelling to take these young people from urban inner city environments out to the mountains. And this year they took part in a race in Chamonix called the UTMB. We took out 12 young people, and it was the most incredible thing I've ever done in my life personally. I've never felt so proud of seeing those young people run through that finishing line.
So what impact is it having on them? You know, once they've sort of been involved with what you're doing, and you speak to them afterwards, how does it change their lives?
It gives them a greater awareness of what's possible for them. Like I said, like one of the young people on the project never even caught a train before. Now they want to live abroad. They're speaking foreign languages. They want to travel. They realise what's out there. Like, it's not just their postcode. And we've used the vehicle sport to create opportunities for them where they've met business people. We had one young person doing a presentation to JD Sports. And we were on the call with him, but it was giving him the belief and the confidence that he's able to do that. And now he wants to go on with his life, and then he wants to work in sports marketing.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it is incredible, and it's the proudest thing I've ever done, because I always say, like, everything I achieved as a sportsman, like, nothing remotely comes close to the impact when you do something for a young person and it changes the trajectory of their lives, and their children's lives are now going to be better because I've impacted their life.
Yeah, that's a fantastic thing. It is a fantastic thing.
It makes you think, doesn't it, when you go to the doctors or when you end up in prison or something like that, that maybe rehabilitation can take this sort of form, and you can almost get a prescription for it. Fitness and sport can really change your life.
Really.
Yeah. John, it's a real pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. And actually, it's inspirational to others, because you should never write anybody up.
Clearly not.
You've got to give people a chance to turn the corner. I think that's my.
Even Aiden.
Even Aiden. Well, it's a bit of a tight line there.
I'm a lost cause.
Go on then, let's talk Man United.
Lost cause.
Exactly. I'll tell you what. If I'm Sir James Radcliffe this morning, I might have buyer's remorse. I must have a few bob behind him still. Just a few. But they lost at home to Bournemouth yesterday, Manchester United. He's just sunk £1.3 billion into this club. He saw the state of things before his eyes yesterday, wherever he was watching from. And a dreadful, dreadful performance. 11 defeats out of 23 matches now. Bournemouth scored 3 goals, and they also had the ball in the net twice more and hit the post. It was a hammering, an absolute hammering. It could have been far greater than 3. Bournemouth have never won at Old Trafford at any point in their history, and they're over 100 years old. So where this leaves the club right now, I mean, there was a huge opportunity there, and I mean, a victory would have taken level and points with Manchester City. And now people are beginning to ask questions about the manager, the stewardship of Erik ten Hag. Is he the man to take this club forward? My riposte to that would be, actually, some of these players, and let's not forget, Anthony Martial was actually cheered when he was substituted yesterday because he was that bad. They were relieved to get him off the pitch. The team were booed. The team were booed as they left the pitch, understandably. But some of these players have had multiple chances over different managers, Martial being one of them. So at what point do you say, well, actually, the manager might be a problem, but the players may be an even bigger problem? Of course, it's the manager who always cops for it, because it's cheaper to sack the manager than it is to get rid of a dozen or so players. But this just shows the malaise that's set in at Manchester United since 2013 and Sir Alex Ferguson left the club.
this is an amazing stat. We mentioned it earlier on. They've now, as of yesterday, they've lost more home games since May 2013 than Sir Alex Ferguson lost in his entire 26 and a half years in charge of the club, and that's indicative of the malaise at Manchester United over the last 10 years or so.
Malaise at Man United, not at Aston Villa.
Careful. I mean, we're thinking Leicester proportions here. I mean, I remember when Leicester won the league at 5,000 to 1 outsiders in the summer of 2015. We got to December 2015, they were top of the league. Now, Aston Villa are second. They're not expected to be there. But I remember having a conversation in December of 2015 about Leicester, and no one considered them as title. Everyone was talking about all the other teams around them in that pack, but not Leicester. At what point do you consider them title contenders? Aston Villa's captain, John McGinn, scored the winning goal yesterday, but he said afterwards in the dressing room, I ban talk of the T word. He means T as in title. He's not mentioning it, but a fantastic win for them against Arsenal. They followed it up, of course. This was following up a win against Manchester City the other day. 15 league wins in a row. That's a club record. They are in fantastic shape, and good luck to their manager as well, because he was a previous Arsenal manager. He was laughed out of town. I interviewed him a lot, and he's really reinvented himself and come back to Villa and made his old club pay yesterday.
Lovely stuff.
Why is Bournemouth Football Club called Cherries?
I don't actually know. I mean, if you go down to the ground, it's in the middle of a kind of orchard.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of. It would have been an orchard at one time. It's very, very rural. The Bournemouth was once called Bournemouth and Boscombe. It dropped the Boscombe because I think it just thought it was too long for the Pools panel. I think that was.
Yeah.
And they were certainly, many items were certainly picked off yesterday.
Very good. Very quick. Adrian, thanks very much.
Good to see you.
Indeed. Now, we were talking the other day about going out for your Christmas dinner. If you were going to go for Christmas dinner and have it cooked by celebrity chef Heston Blumenthal, how much would that cost you? We'll tell you in headline naked in just a moment.
Here at Gold Reserve Jewellers, we buy and sell gold and silver jewellery. We believe it's best to sell your jewellery face to face, so we can answer any questions you might have about the items you are selling. Our friendly and expert staff can help make that process really easy. Our customers are often amazed at the price they receive for bits of old and broken jewellery, and it's always a pleasure to hear about their plans.
The ads is on this.
If you need to buy, sell, or repair jewellery, visit Gold Reserve.
Aray ko, makita yung konti natin.
This is air traffic control. Do you copy?
Copy, ATC.
We're confused by the range of bingo sites out there for the UK punter.
Roger.
We need a website that showcases new bingo websites with brand new welcome bonuses all in one place.
Roger.
Is that all you have to say? Roger.com/bingo. It has loads of nice
Silent na ta.
services all in one place. Roger.com/bingo. Roger that.
1 in 8 men will get prostate cancer in their lifetime, and you are 2.5 times more likely to get it if there's a history of prostate cancer.
Gosh.
The early stages of prostate cancer, there are often no symptoms, but catching it early is crucial to treating it. A simple PSA blood test checks your prostate health.
Better if she put the house there.
And over 50s are entitled to a free PSA blood test from your GP. For more information, to donate to our charity, scan the code on screen or visit our website.
On the house where?
Ginger house.
Bullard's Coastal Gin is inspired by the Norfolk coast, where pine forests meet marshlands and vast sandy shores. Savour the delicate saltiness, vibrant citrus flavours, and hand-foraged herbaceous botanicals. Award-winning sustainability and luxury. Flame-distilled, handcrafted, and hand-bottled. Our beautiful bottles for life are designed to be reused with our recyclable eco-refill pouches. Visit bullardspirits.co.uk.
Don't let high energy prices get you down this winter. By turning down the thermostat and heating the room you use the most with home fire fuel, you could save money on your heating. With home fire e-coal made with organic content, You could reduce your CO2 emissions as well as your bills. Visit
Right. It's not at the
homefire.co.uk
right
for a complete
angle.
range. Homefire,
It's not at the right
heart of
angle.
your home.
You can't see the coals.
Where? I have weight loss
What?
surgery
Put
to
on
enjoy
some.
more time with my children.
Like that.
No, lift it up higher, looking down. Higher, looking down. Higher, looking.
Like that.
Yeah, that's better. Miles better.
But
It needs to be on something.
To be healthy for my family.
You need to stand on something.
Surgery helping thousands of people nationwide.
in a little table.
For free consultation.
Just go upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Put on a couple of cushions. Until she comes down.
8:42. You're watching and listening to Breakfast with Steve Napper. We've got trouble tonight.
Yeah, because we've got David Hamilton and Stephanie Tetty,
Yeah,
and they are trouble.
they are trouble. Yeah, well, we do know.
Put the screen down a little bit. And you can see the reflection of the down.
For everybody listening on the radio, David's
There.
got an absolutely fabulous Christmas time.
There.
Oh, there you go. I've got it. Actually, I need to get my Christmas tie out for next
Is it
week.
better?
Luke bought me a Christmas tie last year.
No, I want to see you in this crappy old
The
dressing gown.
reflection of the Christmas tree is there as well.
The doctor.
I just think he'd be fabulous. Don't you do
You
a
see,
program
bling,
one
bling,
day?
bling,
Yeah,
bling.
maybe at Christmas.
Yeah.
With your dressing gown on.
Yeah, that would be comfortable with a onesie.
I haven't got one.
Yeah, maybe a smoking jacket.
A smoking jacket. Oh, that would be nice. That's very, very lovely. Right, let's crack on with Danielle Harold, Stephanie.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
You know, tonight we'll see the end of I'm a Celebrity series, but you know, there are questions being raised about how safe is I'm a Celebrity for its contestants. We saw Grace Stent, who had to leave due to medical grounds, same as Britney Spears' sister Jamie Lynn, and now Danielle Harold. She got evicted earlier this week. She stars in EastEnders, well, she was. And she's come out and she said that, you know, she had to be seen by a doctor while she was in the jungle. She had a nasty infection which could have possibly led her to being hospitalised. She managed to soldier on through the show, but she said she's lost up to a stone in weight.
I think Nigel Farage would
As well.
Yeah.
And with this series, it's lost up to 2 million viewers. You know, usually they get about 9 million viewers. They've only had 7 million viewers, which have been dwindling as the series has been going on. So I guess there's going to be a lot of questions asked in the future. How safe are these bush tucker trials? Is it just an accident waiting to happen for a celebrity in the future? That's Danielle's spoken about her hardships and what she went through in the jungle in the States now.
Oh, there you go. Milking it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you've got to do it.
She's still got paid a pretty penny. If you do the first 3 shows, you're still going to get
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, so you could say I've got mental health problems, and after show 3, I'll only get your full wages.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, an excellent
But it
one.
won't happen again.
David, which youngster is making a big fuss about knocking on 80?
Well, I just happen to have here the front cover of the Fabulous magazine, which comes with the Sun newspaper, and there is an old pal of ours, Angela Rippon. And,
I mean, what are these young women going on about then?
I think it's terrible. She's setting the bar so high.
Yeah.
You've now got to look that fabulous when you're 80.
Yeah. Well, I tell her, she says, I'm knocking on 80 and I'm having the time of my life. And why shouldn't she? Quite revealing. It says inside here, Steph, I don't have a lover right now, but I do have lots of friends. Oh. And she says also, I don't want to die with the words if only on my lips. And also, I might go to Las Vegas for my 80th birthday.
Well, she said to me only a couple of months ago that once she's turned 80, she said, she's going to retire. And then she's going to travel the world.
Well, I
travel the world.
Already the first thing she's done is she signed up to do a show for Boom Radio, the station that I work for. She's doing a Christmas show.
Is she?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry about that, David. But everyone's going to be tuned into GB News Radio. So, wasted your
Well, we might poach Anne as well. You want to be
They do it from home. David, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, 97. 97.
Oh, he's 98.
Is it?
I think he's 85.
Do you feel young still?
I do, yeah, I do. I think age is just,
in the mind. I do everything that I used to. I don't play football anymore, but everything else I do what I used to do.
You see, you're a sprightly man. You've got a sparkle in the eye.
I have. But the voice hasn't changed. The voice is still radio.
I'll tell you one thing that keeps you going is work. There's no doubt about that. And because it's a reason to get up in the morning. It's a daily show. And I love coming in here when they ask me to come in here. It's a bit of a long drive. I drive myself. Yeah, drive myself. Yeah, get up at 3 in the morning and drive in. Yeah.
So no plans to retire?
Apply for the odd dog yet?
Well, there is. Good on you.
Keep going while it's fun. Yeah, really.
It is.
Don't take any notice of the numbers.
Somebody once said work is more fun than fun.
Yeah, oh well, there you go. If you've got the right sort of job. It wouldn't be much fun, I don't think, Stephanie, reading Omid Scobie's Endgame book about the Royals.
Well, not many people are.
No, not at all, and not surprisingly, actually, because there's so much. It feels like with that book, people already knew what to expect from it before it was even released, and so it's not surprising that in the UK it only sold over 6,000 copies in its first week, and in the US it's done over 9,000 copies, and on the Amazon bestseller list has come at number 731.
Good.
And I think it's good because I just think, people are making money off the Royals through these kind of books, these documentaries and whatever, and you just have to think, actually, the public aren't duped anymore.
He's really milking the Sussexes.
He is.
He's just milking it.
And I think maybe he's not put an end game to his own career with such a book. So, hopefully we'll see something refreshing from him in the future.
I think, Steph, that he should change his name to Omid. You could omit him and omit the book.
Omid scumbag.
That's what's happening.
I'll tell you what has always worried me about him is he always comes across as one of these people who wants to be a celebrity more than an author.
Definitely. Yeah, I think and that's why he's losing his integrity. If you really want a very established career that people they expect and people want to read your work, then stop worrying about the Royals or write something interesting.
Yeah.
And he's had to admit, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Those two names were in a draft.
How else?
How else?
An interpreter or translator couldn't make up two names.
No. And it's a terribly unfair thing on the translator to the Dutch publishers will not have it. It's quite right.
David, there was all this hoo-ha over the Crooked House, that pub that was burnt down. But apparently, this is in the Sunday Telegraph, a pub a week is being burnt down.
Yes, one pub is unlawfully burnt down or bulldozed or converted into luxury flats every single week of the year in the UK. And the campaign for Real Ale has said that up to a third of the pub losses are unauthorised. And it says it wants the government to upgrade the offence of demolishing a pub, that is, from without permission, from unlawful to illegal, and to increase the fines. And it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, the number of pubs that are
It's happened in my village. 17th century coaching house burned down to the ground.
Funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, we still, us villagers, we still don't know. We haven't been told what was the cause. But it was absolutely the beating heart of the village, and it's still standing there, absolute wreck.
Beautiful old buildings.
Yeah. 17th century coaching.
What do we do to preserve the trade, David? Because obviously people aren't going to the pub just for
take them on for the team.
We try and get to the pub a couple of times a week. Just, we're out there for lunch, have a couple of drinks, whatever. And it's just nice, a bit of an atmosphere.
I think I take pubs for granted because I always think they're going to be there, but it's not until one closes one, I'm like, I'm going to miss that one.
I think the smoking did a lot of harm. When they banned smoking, I think that had a big effect. And I think a lot of people now are drinking at home,
But I think that's what tourists love about this country, that pub life. And I think the more it diminishes, is getting rid of one of those factors that people love about the UK.
So sold living histories and everything, haven't they? Tell us, if I wanted to ask Heston Blumenthal to come to my house and cook Christmas dinner for me. Yeah, how much might it cost me? £2,125, Anne.
Per person.
Per person, but guess what? He doesn't even like the traditional Christmas dinner. So at his restaurant, the Fat Duck in Berkshire, he's charging people per head £2,125 for truffled egg with salmon, langoustine, cocktail, scallops, venison, beef, cheese and nuts. And but people,
£2,000 for that?
Yeah, but the menu is only £400. But it's the wine, which is £1,700, which I just think is silly.
How much do you spend an hour?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you paid £1,700 for a bottle of wine? And you'd think each gulp you go, there's another £100. But a gulp.
I think if you really didn't like the taste, it's a waste of money. Like, I'm sorry, that could go on a holiday. But I guess for the rich and famous, this is the amount.
Is Heston moved up? He wouldn't turn up himself to do that.
No, it's just his festive menu at his restaurant.
He might be there.
I think money is always made on the alcohol, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alcohol and dessert. When I worked in a pub, and I was always very popular because I could flog the desserts to the women who were always the women who had the dessert, and that's where they made all the profit.
Are you a barman?
Yeah, I was a barman and a waiter, yeah. I'm full of pint, I'll have you know. Well, there you go, you see, I'll take you out there. I'll take you for it. Yeah, it's just...
Man of many parts, some still work.
Yeah, I used to work in a shoe factory.
What did you do?
Yeah, I used to cut things called socks, which are actually the tiny. If you take your shoe off and then put it here, there's a little raised bit. There's a piece of felt called a sock. Yeah, it's to cut thousands of those. Did you describe that as a football? It is Christmas. Get off. Get off.
It is Christmas, but thousands of rail users are going to be miserable about it because the country's busiest stations are going to be closed on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, two of our busiest rail stations are going to be closed on Christmas Day. King's Cross and Paddington are both going to be closed. It's the usual story. It's engineering work. And of course, it always happens at Christmas, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It happens at Christmas time.
Always does.
On that happy note.
Yeah, thanks, David. David Hamilton, Stephanie Tetchley, as always, a real pleasure to see you. Thank you very much indeed.
Well, let's find out what the weather has in store for all of us today. Here's Ellie. A brighter outlook with Box Solar, sponsors of weather on GB News.
Good morning, welcome to your latest GB News weather. I'm Ellie Glazier. Low pressure still very much in charge of our weather, bringing some spells of wet and windy conditions moving in from the west. This one in particular spreading its way north and eastwards as we go through this morning. This bringing some very heavy rainfall to parts of Wales, southwest England, and then spreading into northern England and Scotland later. This rain falling on some already very saturated ground, so we could see some localised flooding through Sunday. Despite that rain, though, across northern parts of the UK, there will be some brightness across parts of Wales and southwest England, where temperatures likely to reach around 13 or 14 degrees. But with a strong southwesterly wind, that will take a notch off those temperatures. Through Sunday evening, further rain pushes in from the west, particularly across Northern Ireland, into Wales and northern England as we head through the early hours of Monday morning. Again, this rain falling on that very saturated ground, so some localised flooding possible. There will be some clear skies around, particularly across the southern half of the UK, where temperatures around 7 or 8 degrees, but under all that cloud and rain, temperatures dropping around 2 to 4 degrees here. A cloudy start for many of us on Monday, and quite a wet start across parts of Scotland too. Rain continues to push in from the east, perhaps turning wintry over any hills of Scotland. But the best of the sunshine on Monday is definitely across parts of Wales and southern England. Temperatures here a little bit above average for the time of year, around 10 to 12 degrees, but across parts of Scotland, generally around average in the mid to low single figures.
That warm feeling inside from Box Spoilers, sponsors of weather on GB News.
Stop the silence, start the conversation, get in touch.
Moneyfactscompare.co.uk is the independent comparison website for serious savers. We don't go in for animal characters, opera singers, or superheroes. To be honest, we're a little bit boring. We simply make it quick and easy for you to search the savings account market. Our data experts monitor the hundreds and thousands of financial products on the market to help you choose. If you're serious about your savings, start searching on moneyfactscompare.co.uk. Virtual Viewing is a UK-based real estate visualization company. If you need CGI, we've got it. If you need cinematic fly-throughs, we've got it. If you need a complete 4D animation, we've got it. In fact, if you need any kind of virtual viewing, we've got it. Our artists will bring your project to life using virtual reality, augmented reality, even mixed reality for that metaverse experience. Virtual Viewing. Be brilliant.
They're having a koan.
With the ones you love, it's feeling a sense of purpose, a place to belong.
Dami niyang deer, oy. Dami niyang displaying deer.
Supports living an independent and active life for longer. With a range of homes to buy your own, there's 16 retirement villages across England, and brand new communities.
Is they up now?
Happiness is finding the place to call home. To find how much, call or visit retirementvillages.co.uk.
Close your eyes. Think of your summer getaway. The one full of blue and pure white, but still evidently colourful. Where you can feel the breeze, taste the sea, walk on the steps of the lines, and mingle with the locals. Enjoy your real summer like no other. Fine watch club for buyers and sellers who understand that classic watch is about more than time. Visit finewatchclubs.co.uk to discover more unique techniques.
Since 1973, Lapagan has manufactured washing machines and dehumidifiers in Great Britain or Great Britain, working to British industry standards and focused on reliability, durability and efficiency. Lapagan technology helps use less energy without sacrificing performance. Washing machines also come with a 7-year warranty, which includes parts and labour to give you peace of mind. Shop reliable, well-designed British products, Lapagan.com.
Good morning to you. Coming up to 9 o'clock on Sunday, the 10th of December. Today, a top team of Tory lawyers deem the Rwanda deportation plan insufficiently watertight. Open up with a crucial parliamentary vote this week.
The sole survivor of a Second World War plane crash honours the crew with whom he served. Our East Midlands reporter went to speak to 101-year-old veteran Eddie Hume.
Now, here's a question I know you're desperate to answer today. What are the key ingredients for hosting a successful Christmas party? Is it just from the food, or do you need a substantial sausage roll? We'll talk to a party planning expert.
Washing machine noisy.
Yeah.
The easiest way to do it is to get the other celebrity. That gives you 5 free votes. Or you can phone or text.
Yes, I have two actually. There you go.
Deleted the app because you will text to it again.
And Eddie Glazer's got your podcast.
Despite her threat to stop the summer buses flying us further west and windy weather already. Join me later with a full
you. I'm Stephen Dixon.
And I'm Anne Diamond, and this is Breakfast on GB News.
Just a quick word on John Lapagan, who was our guest at the Alpine Rock. Prisoner, did 10 years, came out, changed his life forever. Louisa said, what a great story. Good old John for turning his life around and doing so much to help other young children realise their passion and their dreams. We need more people like John in the world. Yeah, I think it's a really fair point. Nice fella.
Yeah, and why is Bournemouth FC called the Cherries?
Oh.
Well, David says Bournemouth's home kit is black and cherry red stripes, in the same way Burnley are called Clarets, as they play in claret and blue. But Les says it's because the ground was built next to a cherry orchard.
Ah, but that's maybe why they've got cherry red stripes.
Yes, exactly.
Ah, I see, interlinked. Joined up thinking, me and Anna.
It's fascinating why certain football clubs called their names, like Luton being called the Hatters, things like that.
There you go. Keep us going for weeks, this one. In the meantime, though, sadly, we have to talk politics. Well, not sadly, but do you know what I mean? It's sort of a bit ongoing at the moment, isn't it? This concerted row. It's over the Rwanda scheme, which doesn't seem to be going anywhere, frankly. And what you call the Tory Star Chamber has now rejected the Prime Minister's plan.
And the panel, upon which many right-wing leading MPs were waiting, has concluded now that the legislation is what they call not sufficiently watertight and could vote it down when it reaches the Commons.
Well, this follows the Prime Minister's broadside at Labour, which was slightly pointless, really, because he said, stop playing games and back his plan if you're serious about ending the small boats crisis. Well, there's no way in a month of Sundays they're going to do that, obviously.
What plan anyway? Well, Camilla Tominey joins us programming 20-odd minutes.
Yes, I mean, one wonders why they are dying in a ditch over Rwanda when many people quite rightly said at the time it was announced, okay, we get it, good idea to have a deterrent. Rwanda? Really? I mean, and this is the problem, and that Star Chamber has come back and reported that they're not happy with it. Having said that, the government's own legal advisor and indeed the Attorney General seem to think that there's only a 50% chance that it will deter people from making claims as individuals. So this is the trouble. There are some, including Robert Jenrick, the immigration minister, who stood down last week, who wants this legislation go through the Commons for a second reading on Tuesday to be kind of full fat and watertight and not allow any legal challenges at all, either under our Human Rights Act legislation or the ECHR. And the Star Chamber, which are largely MPs on the right, are saying that the legislation doesn't go far enough. Having said all that, what are Tories to do on Tuesday? Because at the end of the day, if they start rebelling against the Prime Minister and it becomes a confidence issue, they are literally, at this time of festivities, turkeys voting for Christmas, right? It would be complete insanity, I think Party Chairman Richard Holden said, to challenge the leader on this. So they're basically stuck between a rock and a hard place. Also, you have to ask yourself, there are lots of voters undeniably talking about both legal and illegal migration on the doorstep. Are they all championing the Rwanda plan? They're championing a solution to stop the boats and bring legal migration down. I'm not sure there's a huge caucus of Conservative voters crying in the streets for Rwanda to happen.
Well, this is the problem, isn't it? It's become such an issue now that it's the be-all and end-all.
Yeah.
If we get Rwanda through, it will solve the problem. Well, it seems very unlikely.
And I think the Conservatives have got more problems than that. We've got John Curtis in the Sunday Telegraph today warning of the Tories facing the worst electoral defeat in history. It could be down to 130 seats. I mean, that's well below the 160 odd that they won when they lost very badly against Tony Blair in 1997. So to take us through all of those stories and more, I'm going to be speaking to Michael Gove, the Levelling Up Secretary. I mean, he's at the heart of all this, isn't he? And always has been. So his reaction to this potential Tory rebellion on Tuesday is going to be fascinating. Also, I want to find out what he thinks about the coverage in the Mail on Sunday.
I know, this is fascinating.
Suggesting that there's some calling to, quotes, bring back Boris, and that Boris and Nigel Farage could be a dream ticket for the right when the time comes. What on earth is Gove going to say in reaction to that?
Would he laugh or would he see that as a...
Will he laugh or will he cry out?
Yeah.
It remains to be seen.
But that would still be turkeys voting for Christmas, wouldn't it? Because you can't, if it's getting rid afraid of another leader this close to a general election?
I mean, I don't think they're talking about this close to general election. If there's this kind of acceptance that they're going to be in opposition, they need to think very, very clearly and carefully about who will lead them in opposition, because that's a completely different prospect. Also, what will be left of the Tory party? Will there be minorities? Will there be one nationers? It remains to be seen. The other good guest I've got on to discuss all this, I mean, all of the guests are going to be good, but Ian Duncan Smith, because he knows the Star Chamber well. Sir Bill Cash is one of his closest parliamentary sort of friends and allies. How is the former party leader going to vote on this? And I think his
knows what it's like to be leader in opposition.
Yeah, he doesn't advocate opposition, Al, I can tell you that. Some of these MPs are going, yeah, we need a period in opposition. You speak to IDS or David Davis, they say, you absolutely don't. But I think what he says about the Tuesday vote is going to be critical. Also going to be speaking to Dennis McShane, who's got a new book out on the first term of Tony Blair's government, you know, what it was like from 97 to 2001. His insight into whether Starmer can replicate that glory period for the Labour Party will also be interesting.
Yeah. I saw you at Christmas drinks.
Yeah, enjoyed that. Love that.
You were, can I just say, you were going for the sausage rolls, I noticed.
Yes, not always. I mean, who doesn't?
Well,
That's Christmas. Eggs in blankets are like what Christmas is all about, Stephen, as you know.
Is that what makes a Christmas drink?
Chocolate, well, I think the nibbles always make Christmas drinks. The drinks themselves, I think, need to be quite inventive, don't they? These days, people want non-alcoholic cocktails as well as alcoholic ones. Now, the canapé, I always get that confused with canapé. The canapé debate, it's quite hard, isn't it? If there's a certain size of canapé that you just have to take down in one. If you're talking to people with a drink in a hand and you're like trying to eat, half of it's all over your face, it's falling on the floor. I think it is quite interesting to discuss the etiquette of this, because I think they should be mouth-sized. Just get them in.
Well, just like a big sausage roll, so you can
I'm saying not to.
No,
I don't think. I'm saying the opposite of that, Stephen. I'm saying do bite-sized sausage roll bits that you can just take down in one.
Jeffrey Archer's famous parties were always shepherd's pie and krug. And
shepherd's pie and krug?
Yeah, in a little bowl.
Yeah, no, you had it on a proper plate, but you had one of those little holders for your champagne glass on the side of the plate.
Quite like that.
Yeah, and that was the recipe every year for years and years and years. I think he's announcing somewhere that they are doing their last Christmas party this year.
You don't get that up north.
What, a shepherd's pie?
Shepherd's pie and krug. Like that. Good.
Shepherd's pie and ale.
Hang on a minute. I'll tell you what, you want pie and peas and your onions that have been soaked in vinegar. Now that's a Christmas pie.
And some mash.
You can't have peas at a party then, can you? Oh, yeah. Because they'd be spilling all over the floor.
Oh, mushy peas. Mushy peas.
Oh, mushy ones.
Yeah.
He's done one of my mum at bingo.
I think it's a given.
Where?
What?
She's at Buzz Bingo with us flagging around.
Oh my lord. Where is Ilse? Show it to her.
So let's get some camera advice for you from Celebrity Party Planner, Liz Taylor, not that one. Liz Taylor. Good morning to you. So what do? We all like different things.
You are?
Nibbles.
Well, he added me, didn't he? He added me. He sent me a message on WhatsApp saying happy birthday. Because I blocked him on Facebook.
People are much more informal
So that he could message me on there.
street food, canapes. No one wants bowl food because you've got the bowl, you've got your handbag.
Noel.
So I've got top tips. Now, based on the research done by the co-op, and I hate the word buffet, 48% of people double dip. So they take a bite of their pig in blanket, they put it in the ketchup, then they bite it again, and then they put it in the sauce. So take a small plate, put some small plates out, and put your canapes and your bits all over, whether it's corporate, whether it's private in your home. Get some gorgeous dishes off online, gold, green, bronze, all sorts of wonderful Christmas festive dishes, and go and get from the co-op the most amazing selection of party nibbles. So you've got mini mince pies if you want to do sweet. You've got pigs in blanket. You've got all the tiny cheesy bits, and put them on the plates and place them around the room in your home. So when you go in, when your guests arrive, they can take up their mulled wine in a little milk bottle with a festive straw in, or you could use a soup can and wrap it with a label that says, you know, welcome to Anne's home, and put a straw in it. Take the
No, come on. It drives people mad if you do drinks in a soup can or in a little mini milk bottle. People just want a glass, don't they?
Oh, cool. It's so cool. It's so cool because it's branded Merry Christmas and you put a fun straw in it. We did it last night for 200 people. It went down a storm. And a little milk bottle or a jam jar. And you let me finish. You take your drink, you go and get your little plate, and then you work the room. You talk to all the people that are in the room, the friends, the family, and you can pick wherever you want. You don't feel that you have to go to a buffet and stand in a queue where the person in front of you is piling food on their plate and then stops to chat and puts it back on the buffet table and takes another plate. It's all the do's and don'ts, isn't it? It's how you present it and how you eat it.
Well, you can't double dip. That's right, that's disgusting.
Who knew that Christmas parties were so difficult? Liz, it's lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much. Love your name. Absolutely brilliant.
Fabulous.
We had Williams on earlier.
It's Taylor.
That's Taylor, yeah. How lovely is that?
And James Van Dyke show. That's what she said. No, I'm sorry, I can't be with these restaurants and things where you get drinks in milk bottles and jam jars and plates, you know, wooden plates. Oh, no. No. Sorry, no. Not happening. Not in Dixon Howard Towers.
So we need to go. We've been meeting this lovely gentleman all morning.
Oh, yes.
Several times anyway.
Incredible.
And it takes us back to the days of absolute heroism and World War II, because 58,000 people died serving in the perilous section of the armed forces known as Bomber Command.
Yeah, well, the sole survivor of one Second World War plane crash has been honouring the crew he served with way back when. He's 101 years old. He's called Eddie Hume. He volunteered for the most dangerous job in the war, flying in a Lancaster bomber.
Now, a different kind of volunteer, dedicating their lives to remembering those who sacrificed their own. Our East Midlands reporter Will Hollis has this absolutely fabulous story for you from International Bomber Command Centre in Lincoln.
It took bravery beyond measure just to climb into a Lancaster bomber. Eddie Hume jumped out of one. When the plane was hit and burning over Belgium, he parachuted out, breaking his leg on landing. He was the sole survivor. He's come to the International Bomber Command Centre in Lincoln to place a poppy beside each of the names of his crew.
It's sad because of the memories it brings back, knowing that the names of my crew are here, but the crew are not.
Bombing raids took the war to Germany, but against perilous odds, nearly 50% losses. Bomber Command had by far the highest casualty rates of any section of the armed forces. 58,000 people gave their lives while serving as a part of it. Pilots and engineers, gunners and ground crew, every single one a volunteer. All of their names engraved here on the memorial wall and their service recorded in the centre's losses database. Dave Gilbert is an archivist.
This is the losses computer where visitors to the centre can search for a particular name that they might have seen on the memorial walls or that they're perhaps related to. So this is Eric and Leighton Verdon Rowe, and they were the sons of the famous A.V. Rowe. Leighton was killed in Lancaster himself, and therefore he was killed in a bomber manufactured by his own father's company. I think that's especially poignant.
Dave's volunteered 12,000 hours recording facts about the lives the men lived and sacrificed. Not just Brits, but across the Allied nations.
That story needs to be told. It needs to be told to future generations. It needs to be told to this generation.
Now the centre's been recognised with a King's Award for voluntary service equivalent to an MBE. Nikki is chief exec.
Volunteers have been the bedrock of this project. So we have over 400 volunteers from 9 different countries, and they are literally involved in every single aspect of what we do.
Eddie spent the rest of the war as a prisoner, and his life never forgetting the men he served with in Bomber Command.
Young fellas together, flying, hoping to come home.
Every one of them knew the risks. They flew out anyway. Will Hollis, GB News in Lincoln.
Coming up, we're getting a bit more Christmassy for you in Beverley, in North Yorkshire. We'll take you there in just a moment.
Well, yeah.
Coming up, we're getting a bit more Christmassy for you in Beverley, in North Yorkshire. We'll take you there in just a moment.
Beverley.
Don't let high energy prices get you down this winter. By turning down the thermostat and heating the room you use the most with home fire fuel, you can save money on your heating. With home fire e-coal made with organic content, you could reduce your CO2 emissions as well as your bills. Visit homefire.co.uk for the complete range. Home Fire, the heart of your home.
Bonus Air, this is air traffic control. Do you copy?
Copy ATC.
We're confused by the range of bingo sites out there for the UK punter.
Roger.
We need a website that showcases new bingo websites with brand new welcome bonuses all in one place.
Roger.
Is that all you have to say? Roger.com/bingo. It has loads of licensed UK bingo websites with bonuses all in one place. Roger.com/bingo. Roger that.
Bullard's Coastal Gin is inspired by the Norfolk coast, where pine forests meet marshlands and vast sandy shores. Savour the delicate saltiness, vibrant citrus flavours, and hand-foraged herbaceous botanicals. Award-winning sustainability and luxury. Flame-distilled, handcrafted, and hand-bottled. Our beautiful bottles for life are designed to be reused with our recyclable eco-refill pouches. Visit bullardspirits.co.uk. It may have long years to it. It may have witnessed a lot.
Climb into the heavens. It's just gone 10 a.m. on this momentous day.
It may have sentimental value. But if it's time to sell your watch, sell it with Fine Watch Club. We can buy your watch and have the cash with you in as little as 24 hours. We'll offer you our most favourable price. Sell your watch today. To arrange a valuation, call us or visit finewatchclub.co.uk.
Here at Gold Reserve Jewellers, we buy and sell gold and silver jewellery. We believe it's best to sell your jewellery face to face, so we can answer any questions you might have about the items you're selling. Our friendly and expert staff can help make that process really easy. Our customers are often amazed at the price they receive for bits of old and broken jewellery, and it's always a pleasure to hear about their plans for spending all that extra cash. So call down to Gold Reserve Jewellers for a fast and friendly quote. If you need to buy, sell, or repair jewellery, visit goldreserves.co.uk.
Train, play and stay at the Nest. A high-quality football break in Norfolk. State-of-the-art pitches, first-class facilities and on-site accommodation and catering. Everything you need for the perfect football trip for your team. Training, fixtures and excursions for all ages and all levels. The Nest hosts teams from all around the country and abroad. Play competitive fixtures and mini-tournaments against local sides. Search the Nest Norwich and start planning your team's visit now.
Since 1973, eBag has manufactured washing machines and dehumidifiers in Great Britain or Great Britain.
Yeah.
Working to British industry standards, focused on reliability, durability and efficiency. eBag's technology helps use less energy without sacrificing performance. Our washing machines also come with a 7-year warranty, which includes parts and labour to give you peace of mind. Shop reliable, well-designed British products at ebag.com.
$9.20, good morning to you.
Shall we go to bed?
Ah, yes, please.
Shall we go inside?
Oh, that'd be lovely. Who could got that
Hello there, Anna. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, good morning to you both. Yes, we are here at Beverley Minster, where it's
Biggest trip is about Yorkshire. Look, we got festival on
been here for 10 days.
in
Yeah.
Yorkshire.
136 Christmas trees
I said Beverley.
have been decorated by
Beverley
members
Minster.
of the local community. It looks absolutely fantastic and certainly gets you into the festive spirit. I'm joined by Bob Farley. He's one of the organisers here. Just tell us a little bit about the festival and what it means for the community.
Well, good morning, Anne. Yes, so here we are in this beautiful Minster, and 14 years ago we started with a an idea we could put some trees in and invite the public in to come and view the trees. Then really what was happening was the public started to take ownership of their trees. So today, 136 trees, all decorated by local groups. There's people from schools, we have nursery, we have playgroups, we have junior, senior colleges, they're all doing their tree. Then we have care homes, we have real good people of Beverley who meet, and they basically, they'll take ownership of their tree and they'll design their tree, and it reflects their group. So it may be sport groups, it may be charities, it'll be just people helping other people, and that's what it is, this kind of community ownership of the Christmas Tree Festival now, and it evolves. This year, the standard of decorating is definitely the highest we've seen, and to be honest, I would say 9 out of 10 of all these trees are decorated by handmade decorations, themed as to what they believe in and what they want to tell people. And the public will come in here and they'll say to themselves, do you know, I didn't know we had that in our town. I didn't know that was here in this area.
Let's get that
It is not just about Beverley. It's about Hull. It's about going up to Hornsey, very far up to Drifted, North Cave. They just want to have their tree.
And this is in a way to raise funds for the Minster, because it takes a lot to run, doesn't it?
Well, Beverley Minster, it's a parish church. So we have parishioners, and that's pretty much it. So we're open, and it's a place where people come to visit and enjoy. It's a beautiful building. Certainly this year we've had people from the United States coming to see us. We've had people across Europe, and we have someone from Mexico who came in to see us. And do you know what they're saying? Isn't this a beautiful building? It's so well kept. It feels right. A lot of people do say, do you know what? I really enjoyed my time here today. You know, there's a lot of people who don't look forward to Christmas, but they come in here and they'll say to you, I'm actually now looking forward to Christmas. You've given me hope. And that's all we do, really.
That's such a lovely thing to do, isn't it? And it's the public that will be voting for these trees. So what sort of categories are there here, and what do people get if they go?
Well, what happens is you have, your tree of trees, and we've made a change because there's one particular group which does really well. So we have a second category this year, which is basically the most innovative in design. But do you know what? We have a special award for children. Right? So they will too be in the competition and will get the best children's tree. And then we'll go to the school, we'll go to the organisation and make the award presentation. And it's quite nice, it's not a piece of paper, it's an actual proper glass award. And there's a few people who have that on show now. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you so much, Bob. Well, there's certainly a lot to judge here, a lot to look at. So if you are in the Beverley area, pop on to look at these fantastic Christmas trees and get into the festive spirit.
Stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And talking of voting,
oh yes,
don't forget it's Nigel's last bid to be king of the jungle. You've got to vote. Who's it?
Good morning. Welcome to your latest GB News weather. I'm Ellie Glazier. Low pressure still very much in charge of our weather, bringing some spells of wet and windy conditions moving in from the west. This one in particular spreading its way north and eastwards as we go through this morning. This bringing some very heavy rainfall to parts of Wales, southwest England, and then spreading into northern England and Scotland later. This rain falling on some already very saturated ground, so we could see some localised flooding through Sunday. Despite that rain, though, across northern parts of the UK, there will be some brightness across parts of Wales and southwest England, where temperatures likely to reach around 13 or 14 degrees, but with a strong southwesterly wind taking a notch off those temperatures. Through Sunday evening, further rain pushes in from the west, particularly across Northern Ireland, into Wales and northern England as we head through the early hours of Monday morning. Again, this rain falling on that very saturated ground, so some localised flooding possible. There will be some clear skies around, particularly across the southern half of the UK, where temperatures around 7 or 8 degrees, but under all that cloud and rain, temperatures dropping around 2 to 4 degrees here. A cloudy start for many of us on Monday and quite a wet start across parts of Scotland too. Rain continues to push in from the east, perhaps turning wintry over any hills of Scotland. But the best of the sunshine on Monday, definitely across parts of Wales and southern England. Temperatures here a little bit above average for the time of year, around 10 to 12 degrees, but across parts of Scotland, generally around average in the mid to low single figures.
Close your eyes. Think of your summer getaway. The real one. The one full of blue and pure white, but still evidently colourful. Where you can feel the breeze. Taste the sea. Walk on the steps of the wise. And mingle with the locals. The Aegean Islands. Your real summer like no other.
1 in 8 men will get prostate cancer in their lifetime, and you are 2.5 times more likely to get it if there's an history of prostate cancer in your family. In the early stages of prostate cancer, there are often no symptoms, but catching it early is crucial to treating it. A simple PSA blood test checks your prostate health and could detect prostate problems before it's too late. And over 50s are entitled to a free PSA blood test from your GP. For more information or to donate to our charity, scan the code on screen or visit our website.
I love these. They're great. Love it.
For £6, you really can't go wrong, even if you've got a spare.
They feel really good quality, they don't feel cheap at all.
I've got my last pair from the opticians, and these are just as good.
I cannot get over the price. £6.
£6? Are you sure? Brand new glasses made to your prescription from just £6 a pair. Selectspecs.com/£6.
When that's the value that you can get, why would you shop anywhere else?
Hi! I had weight loss surgery to enjoy more time with my children.
I did it to help improve my type 2 diabetes.
I did it to enjoy long walks and to feel more healthy.
I did it to finally enjoy holidays.
I did it to be healthy for my family.
Tonic weight loss surgery are helping thousands of people nationwide get their lives back. Inquire today for a free consultation.
Happiness is spending time doing the things you love with the ones you love. It's feeling a sense of purpose, a place to belong. It's about being part of a community that supports living an independent and active life for longer, with a range of homes to buy or rent at 16 retirement villages across England and brand new communities coming soon. Happiness is finding your place to call home. To find out more, call or visit retirementvillages.co.uk.
For £6, you really can't go wrong, even if you've got a spare or backup pair of glasses. I think you really can't go wrong.
I can't feel any difference between these and a pair of glasses directly from an opticians.
I love these. They're great. Love it.
I'll be paying like 10 times the price for these designs at my opticians, if not more.
New glasses from £6 a pair. Made to your prescription with lenses included. Selectspecs.com/£6.
When that's the value that you can get, why would you shop anywhere else?